Netflix just dropped its latest gripping documentary, The Crash. It leaves millions of viewers staring at their screens, asking the exact same question. Was Mackenzie Shirilla a terrified teenager who suffered a medical emergency? Or did she act with calculated intent? In the documentary, we see her tears. We hear her claim that her POTS disease caused her to completely black out. To many, she looks like a victim. But the story presented to the jury contained critical details that Netflix barely explored. Today, we are looking at the evidence from the courtroom, from the chilling timeline compiled by investigators to the unforgiving physics of the black box and a catastrophic legal blunder from March 2026. Let's dive into what Netflix didn't tell you about Mackenzie Shirilla. The turbulent relationship. To understand July 2022, we have to look at the months leading up to the crash. Netflix touched on the volatile romance between Mackenzie and 20-year-old Dominic Russo. But court testimony suggested a pattern that went much deeper than teenage drama. According to the prosecution, the relationship was marked by intense hostility. Dominic's family testified about a pattern of emotional manipulation. They claimed Mackenzie repeatedly threatened to cause harm if Dominic tried to end things. But then, things take a turn. According to court testimony, an incident occurred just 2 weeks before the tragedy. A family friend stated that during a heated argument in a moving car, Mackenzie was heard screaming that she would wreck the vehicle right then and there. The defense argued these were just empty words said in anger. But for the state, it was a terrifying preview. They argued it showed a pattern of someone using a car as a tool of control. The alleged dry run. If you watch the Netflix documentary, the crash looks sudden, a chaotic sequence of events on a random night out. But what happened next changed everything for the jury. During the trial, investigators presented cell phone tower data and surveillance footage that completely shifted the narrative. They revealed that just days before the fatal night, Mackenzie's phone and vehicle were tracked to that exact same commercial park in the dead of night. The state claimed she wasn't lost. They put forward a chilling theory. Mackenzie was conducting what they described as a dry run. In court, prosecutors argued this visit was a literal rehearsal. They suggested she was mapping out the Plitco Business Park, specifically choosing a secluded, dead-end street with a solid brick wall, a place where, at 6 a.m. on a Sunday, there would be no witnesses. The defense maintained this visit was pure coincidence. But for the jury, it became a crucial pillar of the case for premeditation. Reconstructing the fatal night. Let's look at the timeline of July 31st, 2022. Mackenzie, Dominic, and their 19-year-old friend Davian Flanagan had spent the early morning hours at a friend's house. Davian was simply looking for a ride home. Prosecutors described him as an innocent bystander, caught in the middle of a highly volatile situation. Witness statements indicate that before getting into the car, Mackenzie and Dominic were locked in yet another intense argument. That's when investigators noticed something disturbing on the security feeds. Surveillance cameras from nearby businesses caught the vehicle entering the business park. The footage didn't show a car casually searching for a destination. It showed a vehicle rapidly accelerating through the complex. And this is where the entire case shifts. The undeniable science of the crash itself. The physics of the black box. The defense's primary argument rested entirely on a medical explanation. They claimed Mackenzie's POTS disease caused a sudden drop in blood pressure, leading to an involuntary blackout behind the wheel. It sounds plausible to a casual viewer, a medical tragedy, but the black box revealed something Netflix barely mentioned. The data from the car's electronic data recorder told a story that investigators argued completely contradicted the blackout theory. It revealed that in the final 5 seconds leading up to the impact, the accelerator pedal was pressed down to 100% capacity. The car reached a staggering 92 miles per hour. The state's argument was simple. When a person faints, the body naturally goes limp. Loss of consciousness would typically cause the foot to slip off the pedal, not pin it flat to the floorboard with maximum sustained force. Furthermore, forensic analysis of the steering data showed the vehicle precisely cut the corners of the road to maintain its path. Prosecutors argued this required active, conscious steering. To cement their argument of intent, the state pointed out one final, chilling detail. Mackenzie was wearing her seatbelt. Dominic and Davian were not. The post-crash behavior. Netflix highlighted the controversial TikTok videos used against Mackenzie in court to show a lack of remorse. You probably remember the one where she danced in a costume, claiming she was too pretty to go to jail.
Like a doll, don't care if you think I'm dumb, I don't care at all. Candy best, sweetie, if I wanna be adored, I'm the girl you die for.
But what the documentary left out is even more troubling. Forensic experts revealed that multiple text messages and call logs had been deleted from her phone after the incident, though investigators were able to recover them. Furthermore, the state highlighted her social media activity during her hospital recovery. While the defense argued she was a traumatized teenager processing grief, prosecutors pointed to reports that she reportedly even pitched herself for online sponsorship opportunities. They argued she was chasing internet clout while the families of her victims were planning funerals. The March 2026 leap year blunder. Mackenzie Shirilla was ultimately convicted of murder and sentenced to 15 years to life. And this brings us to the final, unbelievable twist. Her story didn't end when the Netflix cameras stopped rolling. In March 2026, a bizarre legal drama unfolded behind the scenes that officially sealed her fate. Her defense team attempted to file a critical appeal for a new trial. Under Ohio law, a petition must be filed no later than 365 days after the trial transcript is docketed. But her lawyers made a catastrophic administrative mistake. Because 2024 was a leap year, her attorneys argued the deadline should be extended by 1 day to account for the calendar shift, treating it as a 1-year anniversary. They filed the paperwork on day 366. On March 12, 2026, the Ohio 8th District Court of Appeals issued a definitive ruling. They threw out the appeal completely. The judges stated that Ohio law is explicit. The statute dictates exactly 365 days, with 0 exceptions for leap years. Because of that single-day calendar miscalculation, her biggest avenue for a retrial vanished. According to official state prison records, she is currently serving her life sentence, with her first parole eligibility date in October 2037. Netflix provided a highly cinematic, emotional look at a tragedy, but the courtroom records, the forensic data, and a fatal calendar mistake reveal a much colder reality. What do you think? Did the documentary provide a balanced view, or did the physical evidence tell the true story? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. I read through them all. If you appreciate analytical, fact-based deep dives into the cases behind the biggest documentaries, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And if you want to examine another case where public perception differed wildly from the courtroom facts, click on the video right here on your screen. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next case.